Hi my loves, welcome to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, we'll be making this basic top. In case you are new to this channel, please subscribe to my channel and let's get right into the video. So this top is a basic top and I'll be using a rib fabric for it. When you get to your fabric sellers, just tell them that you want to buy a rib fabric. So for me, my size is size 6 and I got just a trouser length. Also, the fabric is stretchy on all sides and you can decide to cut it on any side that you like. I'm not really sure if this fabric has a wrong side or a right side. I don't know because the two sides look exactly like each other, but then I just guessed the one that might be the right side and I just followed my mind. So I went ahead to fold my fabric by my bust measurement. My bust measurement is 8 and I'll be adding just 2 inches allowance. You can decide to add 3 inches, it depends on you, but for me I'll be using just 2 inches because I feel that is enough, and because the fabric is very stretchy. If I'm sewing this fabric again the next time, I'll be using just 1 inch. So I went ahead to mark the length that I want my top to be. I'm using 20 inches, including the allowance for folding the down of the top. I'm so sorry, I didn't know that my hand was not showing in the video. I'm sure you all understand what I did. All I did was to measure 20 inches and mark it. Then I'm inserting my bust point, my under bust point, and then my waist measurement. That I use 10, 13 and 17 respectively. So I'm using a white chalk and I discovered that the chalk is not showing on the fabric. I think that's because of the color of the fabric, but I'm so sorry. I just hope you guys really understand what I'm actually doing. When I was done taking my vertical measurements, then now I'll be taking my measurements for the neckline. I'll be doing a round neck for this top, and the neck depth will be 3 inches and the neck width will also be 3 inches. If you have a curved ruler, please bring it out and use it to shape out your neckline, but if you don't have, you can always use a freehand to shape out your neckline. So the next thing now is to input my measurement for my bust, my under bust and my waist. My bust measurement is 32. That divided by 4 is going to give me 8 inches. Then I'm marking my 8 inches plus my 2 inches sewing allowance. My under bust divided by 4 is 6.8. Then I'm going to measure the 6.8 and also add my 2 inches sewing allowance. While my waist measurement is 27 divided by 4, that is 6.75 plus my 2 inches sewing allowance. Then the next thing I'll be doing now is that I'll be ruling all my lines so that it can be more visible. I forgot to show you guys this part earlier. This is the part where I measured my back measurement. My back measurement is 14 inches, then divided by 2, that is 7 inches. So I measured the 7 inches to get my back measurement. Then I'm going down by 8 inches. I usually add 1 inch to my back measurement to get my armhole depth. So after marking where my armhole depth is, then I'll be using the ruler to connect the line from the 7 inches that I measured on top to the 8 inches that I measured for my armhole depth. To get my shoulder slope, I love to go down by 1 inch from the line that I ruled, the 8 inches line that I ruled for the shoulder, for the armhole measurement. So I'm just going to connect that 1 inch that I went down by to my neck line. I'm sure you understand that. The 3 inches that I measured for the neckline, I'm going to connect it from there to the 1 inch that I went down by for my armhole line. I'm sure you can see that even though the chalk is not that visible, but at least it's still visible to some extent. So because this fabric is a very shaky fabric, I didn't go through the proper way of getting my armhole curve, the minusing ½ inch and using your curve drill to get your armhole curve. I just used my free hand to I went in at that sharp edge of the armhole, the L shape that the armhole is going to form. I went in by 1 inch, then I just used my straight my free hand to just curve it out. So now what I'm doing now is cutting out the fabric on all the lines that I've measured already. I'm sure you can see the lines even though they are not that visible. So but what I'm doing now is that I'm cutting it out. So when I was done cutting the front part, the next thing I'll be doing now is that I'll be folding my fabric so that I can cut out my back part. So I place the front part that I've already cut out on my back part. Then I'll be cutting it out just the same way I cut out my front part. I'll not be adding any allowance to the back part for zipper because the fabric is stretchy and it does not need any other allowance at the back. So now I was done cutting my front part and my back part, and this is what it looks like. It's looking so fine already. And what I'll be doing now is that I'll be cutting my sleeve. My sleeve width is 5.5 inches, but I'll be adding 1 inch because of my sewing allowance. I would have added 2 inches if this fabric is not a stretchy one, but because this fabric is a very stretchy one, I'll be working with just 1 inch. Then for the length of my sleeve, I don't want it to be long. I want a short sleeve, let's say a cup sleeve. So I'll be using 5 inches for my sleeve measurements. Then I'll be adding 1 inch for my sewing allowance. So I'll be ruling all the lines again with my ruler. So whenever I'm cutting my sleeve, I usually come down by 5 inches from the edge of my sleeve, from the not the middle part of the sleeve, from the other side of the sleeve. I come down by 5 inches, then I join it to the top. I'm sure you all know the way I love to use freehand when I'm cutting my sleeve. So I just join it. It's going to form like an S shape. There's a way it forms S shape. I'm sure you all understand what I'm trying to say. So I just use my freehand to form the S shape from where my 5 inches stop from to the top of my sleeve. So when I was done cutting the first sleeve, then it is now easy peasy. I'll just be placing my first sleeve on the fabric, then I'll be tracing it out and cutting out the second sleeve. So these are my 2 sleeves sitting pretty, and what we want to do now is to start sewing our basic top. So for the sewing, what I'll be doing is that I'll be joining the 2 body of the top. I'll be joining the 2 at the shoulder first, and then when I'm done joining it, then I'll fold in my neckline. I'll just hem it in. I'm sure you all understand. So now I was done sewing my shoulder and my neckline, and this is what the top is looking like. You can see that it's bringing out the shape of the basic top already. I also went ahead to sew in the 2 edges of my sleeves. I did it off camera also. The next thing we are going to do now is that we are going to be folding in the down part of our top. Then after that, we'll be joining it by the side. So now that I'm done sewing the neckline, the sides, the down parts, and every other thing that I need to sew, this is what the top is looking like. I'm sure you can see now that it's looking like the basic top. So the next thing I'll be doing now is that I'll be giving my top a good press. I'm sure you can see now that this top is very easy to make, and I made this top in less than 20 minutes. If you found this video helpful, please do well to subscribe to my YouTube channel, like, share, and also turn on your notification bell so that when I post a new video, you can get notified. See you all in my next video. Bye.